everyone, thank you for coming to Dreamworldrobotics Kids Time Lab. Today we are going to have another interesting project for you, and it is Get Your Spidey Web. And now it is a very interesting shooting project for you to try out. And let's see what is inside this program. And let's green flat. So when you green flat, there's a spidey in front of you, and then there's a lot of cockroaches coming out from both ways, and your job is to kill a lot of cockroaches that you can. And this is the scoreboard, and this is timer. You have 1 minute to kill as much as you can. So let's try now. So when you click on the screen, you will be shooting your spidey web, and when your spidey web touches the cockroach, then you will catch the cockroach. Then the score will +1. So you have to shoot as many as you can. So try to catch all these cockroaches. It is quite hot on both sides. And then the cockroach behave like very real cockroach. So you can turn around and you can't get their movement. You can get fast. You can like Spider-Man. Yeah, I hope you like this project and we can program it together today. Okay, inside this file, right, I already uploaded into the Scratch portal. You can go to my account. I already provide the links inside the descriptions. You just need to click on the link and you can go to my account and go to this project and download the Scratch resources for this tutorial. Yeah, let's see now. It is inside here only, the tutorial resources. And then under the costume, you have all the picture that you need for this tutorial. You just need to download this sprite, and then you have the costume and all the sound that you need, the song and the web sound. Okay, now let's start to do this project together now. Okay, now we are inside an empty file. Let's start the coding together. First of all, we got to create a variable for the first sprite. Okay, we change the name for the first sprite. First, we call it Spidey. Okay, after you have this Spidey, right, then you go to the variable. Yeah, we got to create some of the variable. For the my variable, you can right click and delete it, and then you make a new variable for all sprites, for all the sprites, and it is called web. And then you okay, and then make another variable called score, your score, for all the sprites as well, and then you okay. Make another variable again, this time for this sprite only, and we're going to make frame. Frame is for the animations to make your Spidey act, and then you okay. Then make another variable for this sprite only, and it is called directions. And you okay. And the last variable for the Spidey file is for this sprite only, and it is direction change. And then you okay. Okay, now you have all the 5 variables. And then next thing that you need to do is download the Scratch resources for the costume of the Spidey. To get the Scratch resources, what you need to do is you just click the link below. I already put it in the description box. You just click on the Scratch resources link, and then it will bring you to this file. And then under the sprite file here, right, you look for the tutorial resources. Yeah, this is the sprite. And then you right click, you export. Export means download. And then you can put it into the download folder and you save it. After that, you go back to your own file. Yes, here is your own file. And then you just upload. Click on the upload icon and go to the download and double click the tutorial resources. Then they'll help you to import it. Now you have all your resources here. Let's see the costume. Yes, you have all the costume already for the Spidey, and then the cockroach, and then the web. Okay, now let's start. First of all, click on the Spidey number 1 here, the first costume of the Spidey. You need to drag it into the Spidey sprite, the Spidey file here. Yeah, you got to bring all of them. There are 5 costumes for the Spidey. Bring all of them into the Spidey sprite file. After that, click back to your Spidey file. You see, now you have already imported 5 Spidey costume into your file. Let's throw away the cat sprite here. Okay, now we already throw away the cat costume. Now we left over on the Spidey. Now we can start to do the coding together. Click on the coding. First of all, bring the green flag. Yeah, next thing that you see, the Spidey is very small. So we got to go to the looks, put in the set size for 1000. And then click on the green flag. Yes, this is a actual size. And then you move the costume to the front and show it and switch the costume to number 1. After that, go to the motion, put in the go to XY. Then next thing that you need to do is you drag your Spidey down until a level you think it is okay. Okay, maybe this is a nice part, and then you put it to 8 and minus 94. So when you green flag, your Spidey is at the middle already. Then next thing, go to the variable, set the variable for the frame to 0. Yeah, this is the setup for your Spidey file. Then next thing that we need to do is to make the Spidey to make the actions for all these shooting web, right? So we got to start with the control. Go to the control button and put in the forever. Now, since we have two actions for the Spidey, right? When you click the mouse on the screen, right, the Spidey will make the web shooting actions. When you are not clicking on the screen, so he will be standing there waiting for your actions. So we got to put in the if else. And then you go to the sensing, put in the mouse down. So when the mouse down means that we need to set the actions for the web. Go to the variable, drag the set variable and change the variable to web, and then put it to 1. That means you are shooting the web already. And then if let's say you are not clicking on the mouse, so you duplicate the set and put over here, and you put the web into 0. Okay, you can test when you press that. When you click on the screen, right, you will see this web variable changing to 1. When you release the mouse, it will change to 0. When you click on the mouse, it will go to 1. Yeah, when you click very fast, right, the number will keep on changing 1 0 1 0 1 0, something like this. Okay, now after you have done these actions, right, we need to put in the show costumes. Yeah, to make the decisions when to show what is the costume. So let's see. Go to the costume now. The costume number 1 and costume number 2 is the drifting posture. You look at the display over here. When you're clicking on the 1 and 2, right, the Spidey is like drifting. So when you click on the number 3 costume, he is like shooting on the left. The 4 is shooting on the right. The 5 is shooting at the middle. So we got to make a clause, the conditions for all these 3 actions. So first of all, we put in the if. Go to operator, put in the equal sign. Go to the variable, put in the web. So when the web is equals to 1, yeah, that means they are shooting. So we got to know which directions the Spidey is going to shoot, or which place you're going to click. So if let's say you are going to click on the right, so the Spidey got to shoot to the right. When you click on the middle, the Spidey need to shoot at the middle. When you click on the left, the Spidey need to shoot at the left. So we got to make 3 conditions for him. First of all, go to the control, put in the if. Put in 3 if for the Spidey. And then the first one we are talking about on the left. So we make a smaller. And then we go to the sensing. We take out the mouse X. So when the mouse X is smaller than minus 40, that means at these portions here, then we got to switch costume to number 3. So let's check. So when you are number 3 costume, you see he is shooting at the left. Yes, we are right. Then next thing is, go to the operator again. We are talking about at the middle now. So at the middle, we got to take out 2 smaller, something like this. We got to build the ingredients first and with an N here. And then you go to the sensing, take out the mouse X, put here. At the middle, you see? Both of them at the middle. We have a number here and a number at the back. So if let's say the mouse X is bigger than minus 40, that means from this point onwards, and until the mouse X is smaller than 40 at this portion, that means from minus 40 to 40, it makes up 80 distance for the middle portions. And then you put it together now. And then you drag this thing over here. So when it is shooting at the middle, switch costume to number 5. Let's check again, number 5. Yes, it is at the middle. And then we try the last conditions. Make it bigger. And then go to sensing, put in the mouse X bigger than 40. And then put inside, this is talking about on the right. And then you go to the costume, it is costume number 4. So go back to the coding, go to the looks, switch the costume to number 4. Okay, this is when the web equals to 1. How about the web equals to 0? Yeah, means that when the web is equal to 0, the Spidey will be standing there and breathing. So we go to the control, put in the if here. And then go to the variable, and then go to the operator, put in the equal sign, go to the variable, put in the web, and equals to 0. So when this web equals to 0, right, then we get to change frame, go to the operator, put in the white sign, and then 1/4, go to the look again, put in the switch costume, go back to the operator, take out the plus, take out the mode, and take out the absolute. And then change this absolute to floor, and put in the plus, and put in the mode. This is the formula for the animations. And okay, the first circle, right, is the number that we need to put, will be the first picture of the animations that we want to make, the number 1 here. So we put number 1. And then the middle circle here is the frame. Go to the variable, put in the frame, and the last one is how many pictures that you are going to do for the animations. So this is a 2 picture. So we put 2. Okay, now you can try. When you green flat, yes, you see your Spidey is drifting already. Make it big screen. The Spidey is drifting because the web is 0. So it's drifting. So let's try to shoot at the middle. When I click on the middle, you see, the Spidey will shoot at the middle. When I click on the right, it will shoot at the right. When I click on the left, it will shoot at the left. So when you click very fast, right, so he will keep on shooting on different location that you are clicking. Okay, so now your Spidey file is ready. Yeah, it is very nice. It is working very smooth. Okay. Okay, now next we want to build is the cockroach file. Let's go to the cat head, click on the branch, then we call cockroach for this file. Okay, then go to the tutorial resources. We bring in the two cockroach, the 6 and 7. Click on the 6 and drag it and put it into the cockroach file. Click on the 7 and bring it into the cockroach file as well. Okay, and then you click on the file for the cockroach and you see there's two costumes for the cockroach. Yeah, it is to make the cockroach moving. Now we throw away the first costume and change this name to 1 and 2. Okay, now we can start to do the coding already. Let's go to the coding now. Okay, first of all, we need to make a number of variables for this cockroach because we need to control this cockroach to act like a real cockroach, like it will move spontaneously or randomly. So we need to build a number of variables over here. So first of all, we need to close all these variables for the Spidey file first. Yeah, so it would not block your new variable. So we take out all the variables and we go back to the cockroach file. Okay, let's make the variable. The first variable that we need to make is the steps. Okay, we choose this for this sprite only, and then you type steps. Step is how much you want to move one step for the cockroach or the speed for the cockroach. And then you, okay. Then you click the variable again. This time, also for this sprite only, we make the directions of the cockroach. Then you, okay. And then make another variable for the cockroach also. For this sprite only also. For this sprite only also. And you type direction change. And you, okay. And then make another variable for this sprite only also called frame. Yeah, this is the animations for the cockroach. And then you make another variable called side. Yeah, we have to choose which side the cockroach is coming from. Then you, okay. Okay, now let's start to do the coding. Click on the green flag. Bring a green flag now. Go to the loops and take out the set size. And this time the cockroach is too big already. We set it to 30. Yeah, it is like this, like a small cockroach. And then you send it to the bag. Next thing, you hide it. And then go to the variable, set the score to 0. Yeah, because you got to start to kill the cockroach already, right? So we got to set the score to 0 over here. Then next thing, we got to build the game engine to come up with all these cockroaches. Go to the control, put in the forever. And then pick up the wait for 0.5 seconds. Then click on the variable, bring out the set frame to 0, and then set the side with a pick random 1 to 2. After that, go back to the control and make a clone of myself. Yeah, this is the game engine, like they help you to create a lot of cockroaches from either this side or this side. So we will define the number 1 side is the left, number 2 side is the right hand side. Next thing, take out the when I started as a clone. Go to the loops, set the goals to 0, and then go back to the control and check for the side now. If, go to the operator, put in the equal sign, go to the variable, put in the side. If the side is 1, then we get to set the directions to 90. Yeah, because when the cockroach coming out from this side, right, side number 1 is the left hand side, so the cockroach got to face on the right. So they got to point to the 90 direction. And then go to the motion, set the X to minus 220, yeah, on the left. And then you got to set the Y with a random number. Go to the operator, put in a random number from a minus 140 to 140. Yeah, that means the cockroach will come out either from the top or the bottom on this line on the left hand side. After that, you right click on the if, you duplicate it over here, and we're doing the side number 2. Change the direction to a minus 90 because side number 2 is on the right hand side. So when the cockroach coming out on the right hand side, the cockroach will look at that now. And then the set S is 220. And then the set Y is the same. After that, you click on the variable, you set the step with a random number as well. Put it 5 to 10. After that, you can show. Yeah, this is a setup for your clone of the cockroach. So now you can try, make it big, and green flag, you see all the cockroach coming out already. You see coming out on the left or the right hand side. You see the cockroach side, they were taking a random 1 or 2, 1 or 2. So the cockroach will come on the left side or the right side. Then the next step we're going to do is to make the cockroach move around already. To make the cockroach move around, it is very simple. You just need to go to the control, take out the repeat until, go to the sensing, touching, edge. Yeah, we're going to make the cockroach to move around until it touches the edge. And then you go to the control again, put in the repeat 10 times. After that, go to the motion, put in the point in directions over here. Next thing, go to the operator, put the plus functions, and then go to the variable, put in the directions, plus direction change. After that, go to the motion again, put in the move with the variable step. Yeah, this can make the cockroach to move in the random directions and with the random steps. After they move for 10 times, we got to change the step and the directions as well. So how to change these two things, right? You go to the variable and take up the set directions change to a random number. Go to operator, put in a random number, put in minus 100 to 100. After that, you will need to set the step as well. Go to the variable, put in the set step to a random number as well. Duplicate this one and put it 5 to 10. After when these cockroaches move around when they are changing the speed for 10 times and repeat until it touches the edge, right? Then we got to delete this clone. Okay, now this part here already made your cockroach move around. Let's try and see. So I make the screen big. You will see the cockroach like moving around like a real cockroach like this. It don't have any direction. It's simply like running around randomly. Okay, so we still have something to do with the cockroach because the cockroach is like moving, but the costume is not changing. We need to make the animations for this cockroach. So we stop the program and we go up back. When I started as a clone, you go to control, take out another when I started as a clone. And then you go to control, simply put in a forever. Go to the variable, put in a change frame. Go to the operator, put in the division function and put in 1 over 1. Next thing, go to the loops, put in the switch costume, like what we did for the Spider-Man. Go to the operator, pick out the plus, pick out the mode, and then pick out the obsolete and put like this. And then go to the floor. This is the number 1. Then the second circle is the frame, and the last one is full costume. So you will see your costume number for the first picture is number 1, and then you have 2 costumes. So it will come up with the number 1 here, plus flame, mode 2, and then put it down here. After that, I make it big and you can try again. When green flag, you will see the cockroach is moving already like real. So its legs move. You see they are like running around already. So it is a very nice scene that your cockroach is coming out already. So if let's say you want to have more cockroach on your screen, yeah, what you need to do is go over here and you put in 0.2. So you reduce the time frame to create the cockroach. So 0.2, they will come out a lot of cockroach already. You see you have a lot of cockroach coming out. Yeah, this, you see they have a lot of cockroach already. Okay. I put back to 0.5. It's too much. Okay, it works very well. Okay, next thing that you need to do is the spider web. Let's go to make the spider web together now. Go to the cat head, go to the pane, click on it, and then you have a sprite and you call web. Then you go to the tutorial resources, you scroll down, there's a spider web here, you drag it and put it to the web page. So now the web file got the costume web already. Go to the costume, throw away the costume number 1 and change this web to number 1. Then go to the coding and start to do the coding together. Click on the green flags. So now you have the green flag block already. Then go to the loop, pick up the set size and put it to maybe 50. And then go to the set color and change it to ghost. Set ghost to 40% and then you put in the height. After that, go to the control, put in the forever. Next thing, we need to control the actions that when you click on the screen, right, then they will come up with a spider web. So how to make it happen? Put in the if go to the sensing, mouse down, go to the look, switch costume to number 1, go to control, make a clone of myself, and then go to control again, put in the wait until not mouse down. That means every time you click, every single time, right, you got only one rep. It won't like one click got 1000 rep or 100 rep. So we control it, one click got one rep, not mouse down. After that, you scroll down, go to the control and take out the when I started as a clone. Then go to the motion, put in the go to mouse pointer, go to the loops, set the goes back to 0, and then go to the back, and then go front 1 layer. After that, you only show. Then you go to the control, put in the repeat 10, go back to the looks and change goes by 10. After that, delete this clone. Yeah, now you have your web coming out already. So let's try. And green flags. See your web coming out, following your mouse. So I think the web is like a little bit small. We can make it a little bit bigger for the web. Go back over to the green flag over here. You can change the size to 60. Okay, so now the web will be a little bit bigger. Yes, this is the web that you can catch the cockroach easily. Okay, so now you have the web already. We can add in some of the sound effect for the web. Okay, you go to the tutorial resources, click on the sound tab. Over there, there's a web sound. Yes, then you drag this web sound to the web. Yeah, now you have a web sound inside the sound tab already. Throw away the pop and go back to the code. Over here, before they repeat 10 times, they put in the sound. Go to the sound button and start sound web. Now let's try again. Yeah, you see, they have the web sound already. And the Spiderman is very responsive. Okay, next thing we need to kill the cockroach and add the score for you. So how to do this? Very simple. Go back to the cockroach, scroll down until you see this touching edge and repeat 10 times. Go to the control, take out a forever, and then go to sensing, put in the touch, web. And then next thing is, you will be changing the score. Go to the variable, change score by 1. And then you go to the control, you delete this clone. That means after your web touching a cockroach, the cockroach will be delayed away. At the same time, they will give you 1 mark. Okay, and then you park this if under the move step. Okay, now we will close all these steps here. And we will open the score and we will leave the score down here. So now this is a place that they will show you the score for the game. So now let's try again. When you green flag, the cockroach comes out. Now you have 2 points. Okay, 5 points. Okay, 10 points. Yeah. Okay, 14. Okay, 19. Yes, the score is working already. Okay, next. Now the score is working already. We got to add in the background for the project. So go to the tutorial resources and click on the costume. Scroll down until you see a wall. You drag this wall and put it into the stage. Wow, then you see your backdrop already. Then when green flag, see? You have all these cockroach coming out from the wall. And then you can shoot the cockroach with your web. And then you gain the score. Okay, next thing that when you catch the cockroach, right, or you kill the cockroach, you got to make a sound effect. Otherwise, you only can get your spider web sound effect. So stop here and go back to the cockroach. Oh no, go to the tutorial resources, go to the sound tab. Look at this chunks. And then take this sound and put into the cockroach. And then go to the cockroach and throw away the pop and you have the sound effect here already. Click on the coding, go to the sound, put the start sound over here when touch the web. Now you will have a special sound effect on when your web touch the special sound effect on touching on the next thing that we need to do is we put in the background music, the Spidey music. Go to the tutorial resources, click on the sound tab. So this is the Spidey song. Drag it to the backdrop. Go to the backdrop, throw away the pop. Go to the coding. Go to the green flags. Put in the forever and go to the sound. Put in the start Spidey song until done. And then let's clear all the variables so that it won't like block your screen. We want the score down there. So let's try again. When you green flag.
Spidey team is on the scene. Swinging, spinning, crawling the walls. Spidey crew, do it all. They're your friendly neighborhood spiders, and their teamwork can't be tighter.
Well, ready with the background music. The last thing that we need to give a full stop to this project is that we need to give a timer. So go to the cat here, press on the pane, and then change this name to a game file. And then go to the costume, click on the text, put times up. Change the color to red color. And then you can make the word big. Times up at the middle. Up. Okay. Make it bigger some more. Go to the coding. Go to the green flag. Put in the height. And then go to the sensing. Reset the timer to 0. After that, go to the control, put in a wait until, and then go to the operator, put in a bigger than, go back to the sensing, put in the timer bigger than 60. So we give you 1 minute to catch as many cockroaches as possible. Then give a height here. Until it is bigger than 60, then they pop up at the middle. Go back to the motions, put in over here, 0, Y and 0X. After you have the timer show up like this, and then we get to broadcast stop game. Over here. Stop off. Okay, this is the final of the game, and now let's try and see. Okay, we on the timer here first. Go to the sensing, check the timer. Okay, so now the big green and Okay, thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and I hope you enjoying this project together. And if let's say you like this project, please click on the subscribe button below and give it a support. And I will see you again in the next tutorial. Thank you very much, and bye bye.